Hello grade 8 learners, welcome to Mr. Tebogo's EMS grade 8 class. In today's class, we're going to be discussing the factors of production. Factors of production, you probably heard the word and asked yourself, what does that really mean? Well, in today's lesson, we're going to be jumping right into the meat on what do we mean about the factors of production. So in definition, factors of production are the inputs that are needed to produce goods and services. So in economics, you know that we're actually governed by the law of demand and supply. So the market demands certain goods that the entrepreneur can be able to provide. So all of those need the factors of production. So there's generally 4, and I'm going to explain it to you guys. So the first factor of production that we're going to be discussing today is the land. The second one is the labor, and the third one is the capital, and the fourth one is going to be the entrepreneur. So what is labor? Well, labor can be classified in generally 3 categories. The first one is unskilled labor. Well, these are people that do simple duties, and they are important to our economy because they supply work for the informal market. The second classification of labor is the semi-skilled labor. So the semi-skilled labor can be judged based on their literacy, their writing skills, and these jobs are quite sophisticated in their nature. And then the third classification of labor that we're going to be speaking about in today's lesson is going to be the skilled labor. Skilled labor can be judged by the level of independence in completing the duty. So these jobs are more sophisticated than the first 2 that we have discussed. The second factor of production that I'm going to be discussing with you today is natural resources. Natural resources are things that are provided by nature. They are namely not man-made, and they can generally also be divided into 2 categories: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources can be reused, and the examples thereof are land, water, air, fauna, and flora. And then non-renewable resources are resources that cannot be renewed, just like the minerals. We talk about diamonds, gold, copper, and coal. And then natural resources can be depleted if they are not looked after. So they are finite, they are not infinite. So that's just another word in today's lesson. Remember, I always speak about keywords that I want you to write down. So in today's lesson, one word that you're picking up, it's finite and infinite. Now let me discuss the third factor of production, which is capital. You hear the word capital in everyday activity, and you think to yourself, capital? Could it be the capital city? No, guys. When we speak about capital, we speak about money, buildings, machines, furniture, vehicles, and equipment that are used to start the business. There's 2 types of classifications of capital. Capital can either be borrowed or you can use your own capital. Borrowed capital, which a business owed, it can be borrowed from institutions like the bank just to be able to expand the business. And your own capital is money that an owner or a business invests to start their own business. This money could be saved or maybe actually even from your family just to be able to start your own business and make a profit. And now, without further ado, I know that you've been waiting for so long for the 4th factor of production. The 4th factor of production is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the one that takes the risk. The entrepreneur is the young hustler. The entrepreneur is you guys sitting at home. So I just want to give a brief description of the different types of characteristics that you find on an entrepreneur. So the entrepreneur thinks up of an idea, and then they actually take a risk to be able to start a business and explore the opportunity. A few examples of notable entrepreneurs are people like Mark Zuckerberg. Is the name familiar? That is the founder of Facebook. Or we can use a more familiar example, Petrus Motsepe, the owner of Swallows of, is it Mamelodi Sundowns? Yes, Mamelodi Sundowns. That's Rainbow Resources. Petrus Motsepe is one of our local entrepreneurs. Not to mention people like DJ Spoo and all of the other people that risk and start a business on their own. So, entrepreneurs combine all of the other three factors of production and produce a new product, a new website, a new app, or they just produce a service. So, some of the things that I've noticed about entrepreneurs through research are an entrepreneur is a leader. And I know you guys at home, you guys are leaders. An entrepreneur is a risk taker. And that's you. Entrepreneurs are dedicated. And they are hard workers. They're creative. And finally, they're enthusiastic. So that's just a wrap up about the 4 factors of production, which is labor, capital, natural resources, and not forgetting the entrepreneur. So, all 4 of these factors of production need remuneration. So, you need to pay for exactly what you use. For every single factor of production, you're going to need to pay remuneration. For capital or borrowed money, you're going to need to pay back interest. And then, for laborers, they need to get a wages or a salary. And then, for natural resources like the land, you need to be able to pay your rent. And finally, the entrepreneur, they're generally motivated by profit. Guys, every single time you hear the word profit, you must hear ching ching go into your ears. And that is the 4 factors of production. And that was our lesson for today. I've attached the PowerPoint presentation and worksheets and activities on this link below. So please, click the link so that you can have access to all of these amazing resources. And this is your boy, Mr. Moneyman, Debza, signing out, and goodbye, and stay safe. Love you.